Hi, Ellie here from the Dark Imp. Today I'm going to show you how to play Mini Town. Now Mini Town is a Dark Imp game that is free for anyone who's on the Dark Imp mailing list. It will get sent to you as soon as you join the mailing list, so go ahead and do that and you too can play Mini Town. So when you join the list and download the game, you will get 2 sheets to print, and you don't actually have to print the first one if you don't want to. This is the rules. You can keep that on your computer if you prefer, and you don't even need to read the rules because you're watching this video, so I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Now the second sheet is a score sheet. You can see there are 4 score sheets here, so a family of 4 can play with 1 printout. Cut them up. If you want to, you can laminate them. So you're going to get 4 different sheets that you can play with. If you laminate them, obviously you can play multiple times. Right, so we've got one of the sheets, and then we need a pen each and some dice. Not each, a dice for everybody. If you haven't got any dice or you can't find any, you can ask Google to roll you 2 D6 dice, the standard 6-sided dice, D6, and you can just use that, do it online. Everybody plays from the same dice, so somebody's going to roll both dice and then everybody uses this roll. So here I've got 2 6 and I have to use that on my sheet. Now there you use both dice, and you choose one of the dice to indicate what type of thing you're building in your town. So here we've got 2 6, so I could choose the park, which is number 2, or the shop, which is number 6, and then I choose the other dice which will indicate where I can build it. So for example, if I'm going to build the shop, which is number 6, then I have to choose location 2 because that's the other dice. So location 2 means the shop has got to be built in column 2 or row 2. Now it's going to go in one of those squares. You can see there are 11 squares at the start of the game which are in row or column 2. So you're going to choose one of those, but of course you could choose instead to do a park, and that could be, which is a number 2 here, and that would be in row or column 6. Different players are going to make different decisions. That's absolutely fine. In fact, that's what makes it a game. So let's say I'm going to choose to do a park using the 2 as a park, and I'm going to do it in location 6 because that's the other dice. So I'm going to do my park here, let's say, indicated by a tree. So you can see I've put the park in column 6. It's in row 3. That doesn't matter. I could have also placed it there if I'd had a 2 3. If I'd had a park in row or column 3, that would be fine as well. That's the first turn. I'm ready. When everybody else is ready, you're going to rethrow. So now I've got 1 3, and so I can choose to do a road in column or row 3, or a house in column or row 1. And now I'm going to choose to do a house in column in row 1. Okay, row 1, the house is in row 1. So I used the 3 to do the house, used the 1 to do the row. And again, when everybody's ready, you're going to rethrow. You keep going so you're going to fill up your grid until it looks something like this. And you can see here, there are twice that I haven't been able to place anything. So I've got no throws. I've got 2 no throws. They're being crossed out there. Instead of placing something, I have to do that. As soon as someone gets a 3rd no throw, then the game is going to stop. Or if someone fills up their grid, at least one person fills up their grid, or at least one person gets 3 no throws, that's when the game is going to finish, whichever happens sooner. So let's see, we've got 4 2 here, and I can't place a 4 2 because I've filled up my column 2 and my row 2 and my column 4 and my row 4. So I can't place it anywhere. So that will be my final no throw, and that's going to indicate the game's finished. So the game finishes for everybody at the same time. Now you're going to look at the scoring. Each of these things scores in different ways. So, and they rely on each other. The different kinds of things rely on each other to score. So what have we got here? Well, we've got roads. So the roads are going to score for your longest road. So here I've got one. I should have put my last no throw in there. So here I've got, this is my longest road, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a road of length 4. All the roads are drawn as crossroads because then you can go any way off them. Got another little road here, but that's not my longest road. This one is. I scored 2 points for each step on my longest road. I've got 4 steps on it. That's 8 points. Now my parks, I'm going to score 2 for for each square in my largest park. Now I haven't got any very big parks at all. I've got a park that's 3 here, so it goes around this corner. And I've got a park of 2 there, and a park of 1 there, and a park of 1 up there. So park of 3 is the biggest, 2 for each square in the park, that's 6. Now houses, they score 2 points if they're next to a park. So this one scores 2 points, and 1 point if they're not. So I've done pretty well putting houses next to parks. Most of them are next to parks. You can see both of these are. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This one isn't. 11. This one isn't. 12, 14, 16, 18. So I've got 18 points for my houses. There were lots of 3s rolled, so I got lots of houses out. Now I'm going to score libraries, and I'm going to get 1 point per house that is next to each library. So I've drawn my libraries as little books like that because my pen was a bit thick to do them as an open book, so they're closed books. So we've got 1 library here that's got 1, 2 houses next to it, so that scores 2 points. Then another library here that's got 1, 2 houses, that scores 2 points as well, so we're up to 4 points. This library here has also got 2 next to it, so that's 6 points. And then this library here has only got 1 next to it. That's 7 points in total for libraries. Cafes, they score, but only if they are the only cafe on a row or column. So this cafe, you see, there's nothing. In fact, I think I've been really lucky and I've got no other cafes on any row and column. So I've got 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and they're all on different rows and columns. So they're each going to score 4 points, which is going to give me 12. Now, if, and I haven't, but if I had another cafe here, for example, sometimes you're forced to put things in because you can never choose to take a no throw. You must place something if you can. If I had another cafe here, then this one wouldn't score. So I actually would only scored for 2 of my cafes, and that would give me 8 points instead. But just cross that out because I just put that in to show you. And then finally the shops. Now the shops score according to how many libraries you can access via road. So you need to be able to go from a shop, this is a shop here, to a library on a road. And in fact this shop is connected to quite a lot of libraries by road. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I counted that one already. 1, 2, 3. So this shop is connected to 3 libraries by road. So that's 3. This shop is connected to the same 3 libraries. That's 6. And this shop is connected to the same 3 libraries. That's 9. And then, oh, but also this shop is connected to this library because it's got one that comes out here. So that's 10. So we're going to score 10 points for libraries. And then we're going to add up all these points, and that'll be the grand total in the bottom there. And then you can compare your score to everyone else's score and see who won. The player with the most points wins. Play again, play as many times as you want, try and beat your score. You can also play on your own, see what the highest score you can get is. So that is Minitown.